It is. It's Misfits Mayhem tonight. But I'm speaking to a man from the mainstream. Mr. Eddie Hearn is here with his daughter who's dragged him here. He was quite open about it. She wanted to come, and you are here, sir.
I'm all in. I mean, I think the promotion this week, it's been a circus, but it's got me invested, and they've done a great job. And, you know, you look around in here tonight, it's 8:45, whatever it is. At 7 o'clock, the place was full. No one's at the bar. Everyone's here. Look, it's a much younger audience. We understand that, but you know, they know how to interact with their audience. They know how to build a brand. And you're in a world full of characters and personalities. It's WWE with gloves on.
You ventured into this in 2019. I was there with KSI and Logan Paul on a card with Devin Haney and Billy Joe Saunders. Justin Bieber was there that night. Ryan Garcia, Israel Adesanya was in the Staples Center in Los Angeles. Then you stepped away and said, you know what? I'm not going to do this. I don't really want to, but your partners DAZN are doing it with KSI. Can I ask you, we were having a debate earlier on while we were bored by one of the fights where they weren't entertaining. Is there a way that you can learn certain things from this milieu that we can bring into boxing?
You can learn something from everything in life. And the fighters can definitely learn something about how to build a profile and be interesting and exciting and entertaining. You know, the promoters, you know, people have got to understand as well, these profiles, these followings have been built over years and years and years. Look at Logan Paul. He's been around for what, 15 years doing YouTube videos, 10 years doing YouTube videos? But we can all learn it. You're not going to start...
And they're the industry leaders in what they do, aren't they?
You're not going to start seeing Jack Catterall and Jorge Linares in a cage next week, scratching at a perspex.
Sure, John would come along and punch it for you.
But John Fury, we've all just established now, he's just on a constant wind-up. He's not going to chin anyone. He's just a showman. This is a great world for John Fury. And some people get offended by this world. It's not boxing. And DAZN are going to ram in 1 million new subscribers tonight. Hopefully, we can bring some of those into the real world of boxing for our next 9 weeks of activity on DAZN. We know it's a different audience, but there's no reason it can't cross over in some respects. But, you know, just relax, enjoy it. Like I said, I'm here. I've got a trainer. I walked from the station with my daughter because she wanted to see it. And I look around, I see a lot of young people. And this is the future of, you know, the country, but also the future of audience of sport. And it is a little bit worrying because when the bell goes, you realise actually it's not very good at all. But they're already here, they're already tuned in, the bums are already on the seats. And, you know, we've got to work hard for boxing because there is a danger you'll see more of this. And we've got to fight the good fight to make sure we make the right fights. And we make sure that the fighters have the personality, build the profile. And, you know, we stay relevant.
I don't think there's any doubt that these guys are going to carry on. I mean, there's talk of this trending to be over 1 million, like you say, 1 million pay-per-view buys tonight. There's people guesstimating 1.5, which would be extraordinary. But there are things to learn from it. And one of the things I wonder, when you... Johnny Fisher was up here yesterday, we had him on our podcast. When you have got your young fighters who do have something outside the ring as well as inside the ring, which is what these guys are trying to. They've got it outside the ring, but they haven't got it inside the ring. Our guys have got it inside the ring, but not outside. Will you encourage them as a promoter, your Conor Benns, your Johnny Fishers, your rising stars, to do things a little bit more differently?
Yeah, I mean, you talk about two guys that do things well in the boxing world there. Conor Benn has a huge social following, so does Chris Eubank Jr. Johnny Fisher's building that brand. But there are a lot of fighters that simply aren't relevant. I mean, there are a lot of them, Gareth. You talk about hundreds and hundreds of fighters across the country. Not everyone's going to have 1 million social media followers. Not everyone's going to create their own merchandise and have their own, you know, channels. And
is there a way of training boxers to perhaps try and do that?
They've got to understand it, and we've got to as well. We've got to work harder on certain fighters, but, you know, we're also in a machine business, of a conveyor belt business of talent and big fights, and you can't build everybody's profile individually. Sometimes they've got to work hard on it themselves, but this is another level. You're talking about guys that have got 25 million YouTube subscribers, 25 million Instagram followers. This is not something, you can't just say fighters have got to work harder on their Instagram following. This has been built over time, over years, over decades, and these people are very, very intelligent. They know how to create content to interact with their audience, and they have earned the right to do whatever they want.
Well, you've done the same. You're as big as any boxer because you've created 1 million followers on your Instagram. You mentioned two words or two names in the same sentence. It's the perfect segue. Chris Eubank and Conor Benn. Chris Eubank's here tonight, but I don't think Conor Benn's here. What's happening with that fight, Eddie?
Yeah, listen, it's getting closer. And myself, Calla, all the guys, December 23rd at Millennium Stadium. That's what we want to do. There's a lot of interesting conversations going on with various different people. We've got the opportunity to stage that event internationally. We don't want to. We want to do it in the UK. You're seeing a lot of big fights go to Saudi Arabia, go to Abu Dhabi, go to Vegas. We've got a chance to do something special on December 23rd, and I will do everything I can to see that fight in the UK next.
And what's the latest with Anthony Joshua? Obviously, we believed he'd be fighting Deontay Wilder. My theory is this. Answer this. Keep him winning, it doesn't matter against who, till Fury and Usyk have fought. And if Fury beats Usyk, we get Fury and Joshua, and everybody wants that.
But then probably in the meantime, AJ might fight for the IBF world title. And that fight would be undisputed again, around for the second time. AJ wants to fight Wilder, he wants all the biggest fights, but he also wants activity. And he's really enjoying that. He's asked to fight again in December. It may be January, and if that means the Wilder fight takes place in March or April, that's fine.
Your daughter just gave me a look, and I think it's time to stop interviewing Daddy because she wants you back.